Hey y'all, this is time for some morbid poetry. I timed this. I did not expect questions, so maybe don't ask me any questions. But if you have a burning one, go ahead, that's fine. I'm really excited to perform these tonight. They were written to be performed, and I'm also excited to illustrate what I've always had in my head for what they would be, illustrate in real time. So, here we go. Morbid poetry. I'm a trained artist. Poor, unloved children. Sometimes we would drop breadcrumbs around the house and pretend we were poor, unloved children lost in the woods. And sometimes we did this naked. I can't remember. And then Mom would yell at us, "Hey, pick up those breadcrumbs and do the dishes and put some clothes on." And we did, all the while plotting to push her into the fire. This is what I tell people when they ask me about my childhood. Superstition. Today, I made my bed so that I wouldn't die. Superstition part 2. Today, I did not make my bed. A suicide attempt? Perhaps. God's love. We didn't get any presents, just a big box labeled for the whole wide world. And when we'd open it and see that it was empty, our parents would gasp and tell us it was filled to the brim with God's love. And we'd cry, and they'd go get the real presents. Easter, age 8. We found him this morning, the day Christ was risen and he was slain, by my backyard cats, my cuddly and cute backyard cats, now carnivorous, cracked-out backyard killers. We found him in the green, among the pink and blue and yellow eggs. "He's just sleeping," Dad said, as he grabbed a shovel and shoved me inside before shoving him over the fence, while I watched from the window, my childhood belief lifted with a shovel, raised to the heavens, suspended in midair, before landing with a thud on the other side. We found him this morning, the day Christ was risen and he was slain, the Easter bunny, baptized in blood, mangled and chewed by my backyard killer cats. But I don't cry. I just eat my eggs and my candy in communion to him. And at church later on, we will say, "He is risen. He is risen indeed," when I really know that he is lying dead on the other side of the fence. Alone again? Dang it. It looks like I'll be by myself forever, because as my mother likes to say, I'm a handful, and I have a demon living inside me. My brother says the F word. He's 14, and my parents are acting like it's a phase. It's not. They pretend to ignore him as he walks through the house with his new phrase of choice, "F this, F this, F this," just loud enough so he knows they heard him. It's not a phase. He's just developed a more articulate way of communicating his contempt for our family. I mean, at least he doesn't hit us anymore. I asked my parents why they don't do anything. Send him to his room, ground him, or smash up his computer. And they mumble something about kids, blah, 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 should have worn a condom, blah, blah, blah. If I said the F word when I was 14, I would have been spanked, grounded, disinherited, and cut off from all the things that gave me any glimmer of joy in my life, like trips to the mall and my toes. What kind of double standard is going on here? It's not a phase. He'll say it tomorrow, and the next day, and by this weekend, he'll do drugs. He'll try all of them, because the F word is the gateway to self-destructive behavior, right? Or is it the bridge to freedom? I don't know, because when I was 14, I never actually said it. I just thought it all the time. My brother's origin story. It makes sense that while he was happily growing in our mother's womb, my sister and I would catch lice. And Mom didn't know how to handle bugs in our hair, poison shampoos, and our little cries of, "Why, God, why?" So her body collapsed and she went into labor. Dad was watching TV with Mom bent over the couch begging to go get that sweet epidural relief. But he was watching a building implode, and this was before you could pause it. "Hold on," he said. "It's going to go any minute." And I don't know how Mom didn't kill him. The building imploded. Mom went to the hospital, but not in time for sweet epidural relief. And my brother came, so fast, so angry, so red, so vengeful. If he could speak, he would have screamed the F word. But he was too mad to even cry, with his fists so tight. And that was just the beginning. A lesson for the adventurous. When you jump headfirst into a deep, dark pit, you should probably know how deep, how dark, and if there's anything living inside, because there might be lions, and they might eat you up. These things happen all the time. You never know. That's supposed to be a feather. Fritzy's first flight. I don't always rhyme my poems, but when I do, there's a moral, so listen up for this one. It's a true story. Fritzy the goose was too scared to fly. The chill in the air was his alibi. His poor mom wanted him out of the nest, but Fritzy would cry and sharply protest. "It's freezing, Ma. It's like 50 below. The wind could kill me. Look at the snow. Do you really expect me to fly out there? Do you love me, Ma? Do you even care? I could leave the nest, I could say adieu, but I'll catch a cold or worse, bird flu. It'll be all your fault, and as you watch me die, you'll think, why, oh why did I make him fly?" So Fritzy never learned to fly with the rest. His gullible mom let him stay in the nest. He grew lazy and fat, eating grain all day, that the lazy and fat kids threw into the bay. Until one day his mom said, "Enough is enough." She decided right then that love must be tough. "Fritzy, you goose, it's time to go. I don't care if you fly through wind or through snow. No more, no more, I won't let you stay. You're getting lazy and fat, eating grain all day." Fritzy cried at her words, and you would too. But he didn't whine or mention bird flu. He simply waddled out of the nest and decided, okay, he'd fly with the rest. But how? How does a goose learn to fly? How does a fat goose lift wings to the sky? He looked around asking, "God, give me a sign." And God sent Flight 1549. "What a bird," said Fritzy. "Look at it go. I could follow that bird through wind or through snow. It's a pretty big bird, so I don't have to worry if I get lost in the clouds or a bit of snow flurry." With his eye on the bird, Fritzy rose from the ground. "Goodbye, Ma," he said. "I'll see ya around." His mom was too proud to say it was a plane, or that the forecast that day was freezing rain. From her now empty nest, she said goodbye, wishing Fritzy the best with a tear in her eye. And Fritzy flew. For about 2 seconds he flew, until Flight 1549 came cutting through, scooping up Fritzy on its way to Charlotte, killing the engine and staining it scarlet. The plane had to have an emergency landing. The pilot was a hero. They called him outstanding. And everyone survived to tell of that day. Everyone but Fritzy, who wasn't okay. His body was smashed up. His poor neck was sliced. He suffered as much, if not more, than Christ. But do we talk of Fritzy? Do we mention his name? No, why should we? We feel bad for the plane. Oh, poor Fritzy, most unfortunate goose. Remember his alibi, the chilly air excuse? He may have succeeded to fly with the rest, but I bet his mom wished he had stayed in the nest. No, Grant Loki, I will not marry you. Because you made fun of my arm hair, that's why. I hardly have any arm hair, and yet you still found a way to make me feel bad about it. Oh, what, you don't remember emitting Chewbacca sounds every time I sat next to you in class? What, you don't remember petting me on the arms like you would pet your shaggy-haired cat? What, you don't remember stroking those arms and saying, "Oh, that is so sweet, what you're doing for locks of love"? You don't remember that? Well, I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't marry you. I mean, aren't you allergic? That's a shark. When you're at the beach this Memorial Holiday weekend, I hope you think of me and get eaten by a shark. This is the title of my next children's book, designed to help little children get over the fact that they have no friends. It will have pictures of happy groups of friends being slowly stalked and eaten by water-dwelling creatures, and will feature a foreword by my second grade teacher, Mr. Thurman, who told me I had a beautiful voice and told my mother I had no friends. The golden rule is crap. How could I love my neighbor when I don't even love myself? And besides, he's a douchebag. Okay. That's exciting. Okay. My grief writes haikus. I believe my heart is being shredded slowly by a cheese grater. Martha Stewart says, in the front cover of the cupcake book you gave me when we were still talking, Martha Stewart says, "Cupcakes are the treats that make everyone smile." That's a bold and very trite generalization, but deep down I really believe in Martha Stewart. And so, in the effort to move my stage of grief from anger to bargaining, or at least depression, I baked some cupcakes. Martha Stewart says, anyone can make cupcakes. And I think that's why people like her. She's encouraging. And you know, she went to jail, which makes me smile even more than her cupcakes. But she's wrong. Not everyone can make cupcakes. And cupcakes can't make everyone smile. I tried it, and Martha Stewart says, there are few things more delightfully nostalgic than an old-fashioned cupcake. Sometimes I hate Martha Stewart for phrases like that. Delightfully nostalgic. I'm going to gag on this cupcake. Delightfully nostalgic. It didn't make me smile. Delightfully nostalgic. I was happier before I ever looked at this book that you gave me when we... Delightfully nostalgic. What stage of grief is this? Yeah. Thank you. You've been a wonderful audience. And many thanks to my niece, Hannah.